Now, we explain the evolution of teaching method through history. Our, our, group, our work group is Yolanda Herrera Díaz, Erika Paula Martínez Mesa, Jennifer Tatiana Monroy y Nancy Patricia Salamanca Pérez. One point, the grammar translation methods. From the 15th to the 18th century, it was first known in the United States as the Prussian method. 4th century, learning English as a foreign language was synonymous with learning Greek and Latin. For example, back from the 18th and 19th century, other languages were taught in school with a strong influence of the Latin. The sense is the moment any foreign language was in also school subjects back. The learning process was not focused on oral production or any comprehensive skill on the target language in the natural environment. For example, the teaching the process was focused on classical reading and writing. The much later is the evolution. The word French and German, the thoughts, this how the particularity of the teacher or the learning was not the oral production or the power and understand the oral language by its speakers. Due to the previous tendencies, there was some problem with the violent process of the word. The new learners need to force the learners to speak and was ever in the lock on oral production comprehends the sovereignty skills. This how several linguists develop new forms of the teaching language. According to the Brown 1993, their learning of grammatical rules is the study of the clinicians and conjugation, etc. But it doesn't include the pronouns, so this methodology became the more known as the method grammar and translation.
The grammar translation method. This method was used for reading and appreciation foreign language literature and the form of reading passage for grammar rules, vocabulary and translation with the help of teacher. It was essentially based on the use of L1 mother tongue and L2 target language. This method was based on natural language learning principles, a reaction to the restriction of grammar translation. Only the target language was used in the classroom. The teacher and student communicated with each other, relating grammatical for they were studying to objects and pictures. This method used simulation of real situations in the classroom in order for the student to learn them. Continuous. The oral approach NSLT. This method was implemented by the Britons toward 1930 and 1960. They introduced their version of a method that provides students with the abilities they need. The method has the characteristics PPP: presentation, practice, production. The teacher presented the information after toward a practice directed by the teacher, and last the student produced the learning. In this method, the lessons were by situation in order for the student to learn the necessary vocabulary for the situation. Good night.
Origin and the beginning of the Second World War 1939. Principle of the Structural Linguistics, Bunflier 1933. The linguistic phenomena are iniguals, indubtably, and a gear of analysis is the oral language. Not greater one influence of behaviorist theory, Skinner 1957. Learning language is to for habit through repetition, mechanical process. It focuses on the teaching of receptive skills, listening and speaking, versus proactive read and write. Constant use of dialogue and very structured exercise, drills, substitution, repetition, and transformation exercise, and the analysis of the linguistic system between the mother tongue and the foreign language. For example, dialogue repetition exercise, bad word castration, replacement exercise, chain exercise, most recent methods. Origin method was developed by James Asher, professor of psychology at San Jose State, California, and relates to the theory of memory in psychology. Objective: for the teaching of the language are coordinate the speech with the action and is intended to teach the language through the physical activity. Characteristics: a special emphasis is placed on the development of comprehension skills before teaching to speak. Emphasize the meaning rather the forms and attempts to minimize the stress of the learning process through physical action and play.
Activen aprendizaje hipótesis. The main objective is the awareness of the child toward us for us communication that contribute to is development and gender training. The monitor hypothesis. The ultimate goal of the teacher learning process is that involve the child in carries out a set of activity in grade language is used and machine the community agrees to. The hypothesis that the teacher should use advanced language adapted to the constant source in order that the children can understand the community activity taking place and thereby motivate they in language. The affinity hypothesis. A fit factor have to brains through space place west 3 is an event the stimuli communications is should move simply linguist exchange or gas. The lecture is important both for understanding the custom and interpreting of standards. The class revolves around objective are question and exchange use of facile express and grace. Thank you.
Point is communicants language teaching. The of the 1970s, Europe moved in search of the certain linguist integrations events that the economic integrations they have been said if is motions in the period Europe culture governance and the economic growth of the linguists the elaborate the justifications and both for the third liberal definitive B. Alquilo Sanchez is an inventory of what can be learned. It turns notion and functions the movements service as the bows the emergence of communicants approach the language teacher. The objective does the student achieves communicant competence in the to a tool in fluency is covered pronunciation. The Widowson in and one purpose in the communicating approach integrates the train on the linguist ability looking for the breadth the communicative capacities of the learner.